Hey guys, hope everybody is doing well. If you don't know me, my name is Rita. I'm the owner and maker of everything here at Lathernecke Goat Milk Soap. So I've been asked a couple questions about how much soap do I make, what different molds do I use, just different stuff like that. So I figured I'd just sum it up all in one video and then hopefully that answers everybody's question. But first I'll start with some of the defects that I have in my soap that I do sell discounted. They're perfectly fine soaps, they just don't look as pretty, so I sell them at a cheaper price. And this will be a perfect example of one. This is my Country Apple soap. So as you can see here, the little white marks, and it's kind of all through the soap here. Right here is another example. That is called ricing. And that happens sometimes whenever you mix a fragrance in with your oils and everything. It just gets real clumpy real fast, just almost like rice looking. And you can try to take your stick blender and try to break it up, but then the batter thickens super quick, so you have to hurry up and get it in there. So I got as much as I could out of it, but as you can see, it's still, there's a lot of white marks in there. But perfectly safe soap to use. It's just only cosmetic, so it's nothing to fear there. So questions about my different soap molds. I have my big soap mold here that makes roughly 30 some bars. As you can see, I have soap already in here. I actually have to cut this tomorrow, but I get 30 bars out of this mold. This is the one that I use very, very often. So it's a wonderful mold. I love it. And then when I have extra batter and everything, I put them in these little molds. They're cute little, actually I can unmold one of these for you and show you. So they're little flowers. So, but when I have extra batter, I do put that in there. And the smaller mold I get about 8 bars with. I basically use this with all my essential oil soaps. They are very expensive to make, so I make them in smaller batches. And some people like them, some people don't. But, so that's my essential oil soap mold. And then this mold right here, I get roughly 18 bars of soap from this one. I use this one a lot as well, just especially whenever I'm using a lot of different colors and have to decorate and everything. This kind of gives me more time to do that if I use this mold. And also other molds that I use, these actually came from Poland. I ordered them from a guy in Poland. He makes these awesome molds. I love them. There's an alien, a Bigfoot, and a cute one that has goats on it. And it says goat milk. But yeah, took a while to get here. They're, you know, pricey, but they're very well made. And like I said, they're made in Poland, so that's pretty cool. And the next question I get, do I really hand cut all of my soaps? Yes. This is my soap cutter. So basically I stick the mold in here. I have it measured here to 1 inch. So each soap is cut to 1 inch. And literally every bar I cut and have to wipe the string and everything. So yes, I do hand cut all of my bars. And when I say that I'm a small business, I'm literally a small business. This is my kitchen. This is where everything happens. So yeah, this is where I make all my soaps. Eventually in the future, I would like to have like an outdoor shed as my shop or something like that, but that'll be in the far, far future. We have a lot other projects that we want to get done. So that'll be on the back of the list. So right now the kitchen is just fine and dandy to make soap. So, last but not least, and probably the most important thing why I'm making this video, is that I have decided to do a business change. Name change, I should say. And how this came about is on the property there is a big shed barn, whatever you want to call it, that my Uncle Bob, my dad, and my grandfather all built back in the 70s. Well, unfortunately, after we looked at it and everything, it is just beyond repair. So we will have to, unfortunately, tear that down in the future here. So, and it kind of sucks because that's always been a staple of this property ever since I was a little girl, was that shed. So it kind of really stinks that, you know, we have to do that, and all of the 3 people that helped build that are now gone and deceased, and so it's really, you know, kind of a sad situation. So that's what really first started to stem this. And like I love Latherneck goat milk soap. I love it, you know, me being a Marine and everything. I really do love that, and I love that my goat special boy, you know, was the mascot for the soap. I will, you know, always appreciate that name and everything, but I wanted to do something more that's in remembrance of the shed that we have to rip down, or barn, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, the fact too that it gives me the opportunity to not only just put goat milk into my soaps, if I want to add coconut milk, if I want to add oat milk, whatever, or no milk at all, that gives me that option to do that. So, and I also think it also correlates with the YouTube channel that we have. It's Slope Hill Homestead. Kind of goes good with that whole theme as well. So, here's the reveal of the new logo. There it is, folks. So back here is the shed. That is an old red tractor that my uncle had, and I remember sitting on his lap driving that up and down the field now where our house is now. So that's just really cool to add in there. And then of course got my goat special boy with his tongue hanging out, and then my goat Barbara Jean, and of course Elvira. And the new business name will be called Slope Hill Soaps. So there it is, folks. There it is. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you all are doing well. As always, I really, really appreciate your business. It means so much to me from the bottom of my heart that you guys take the time to look at my page, to see what kind of soaps you like, and I sell out very, very quick, and I never, ever, ever thought in a million years this is where I'd be from making soap in my kitchen to now I sell at 4 businesses, and, you know, I sell to all you folks out there. So it's truly a blessing, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. So, but all right, guys, that is all I got for you. Don't forget to check out our channel, Slope Hill Homestead, and then also on Facebook, which will now be Slope Hill Soaps instead of Latherneck Goat Milk Soaps. Well, alrighty, guys, I hope you all take care and have a good one. Thank you again. Bye.